Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another CSEC Social Studies revision class. I hope you had a fantastic week of teaching and learning, and you are now ready to see how much you have learned. In today's lesson, we will be defining some terms relating to the topic individual and family. What is a family? A family is a group of people who are related to each other by blood, marriage, adoption, or birth, and they live together under the same roof, supporting each other socially, emotionally, and economically. There are different types of families, however, we will explore this in another lesson. Bigamy. Bigamy is the act of going through a marriage ceremony while already being married to another person. Sibling, a younger brother or sister. Common law. And let me give you a chance now to see what you remember. What does the term common law means? Very good. You are correct. If your answer is, this is where a man and a woman live together by mutual agreement without going through a marriage ceremony. So in other words, a man and a woman, they are involved in a sexual relationship. In some cases, children are involved. In other cases, they have achieved a lot of assets together. However, they are not legally married. And the law recognizes this type of relationship as common law union. And we will look at that in another lesson. Adoption. Adoption is the formal legal procedure of taking someone else's child as your own. Marriage. Marriage is a legally recognized relationship between an adult male and female. Divorce. Divorce is the dissolution of a marriage by the court, making the marriage null and void. I want you to think about this one again. Do you remember what does the term generation gap means? Generation gap. Very good. Generation gap is defined as the issues which occur between people of different generations because of their varying attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs. So in other words, generation gap, right, may be defined as the divergent views held by parents and their children concerning matters of everyday life. For example, let us look at music. Teenagers want to listen to reggae, dancehall, soca, and when they're listening to these genres of music, they want to play them very loudly, right? On the other hand, their parents prefer soft, classic music, for example, souls or even gospel music, right? So here we see there's a gap between what children want and what parents want, right? Also, we could look at another example, clothes. Teenagers, they prefer to wear short, revealing clothes, while their parents insist on conservative apparel, right? Children want to view movies with a lot of violence and sex, while their parents want them to look at religious and educational shows, right? So right there we see that there's a divergence in views held by parents and children, right? Thus the term generation gap. Another term that we are going to look at, courtship or dating. And this is a period before engagement or marriage when a couple gets to know each other. Inheritance. Inheritance is the money or property which upon the death of an individual passes to another through a will, laws of intestacies, or by a decision of the law courts. And this is another term that we're going to explore in another lesson. Desertion. Desertion is abandoning a duty or responsibility, such as that of a spouse or parent. Household. Household, a group of people sharing a home, living space, or residence. Do you remember what does the term procreation means? You would have done it in this week's lesson. What does the term procreation means? Okay, procreation is a biological process of having children, and we're going to go in depth in another lesson. Polygamy. Polygamy is a practice or custom of a man having more than one wife. Legal union. Legal union is a legal contract between a male and a female in the presence of a marriage officer and a witness, and may or may not include a religious ceremony. And one example of a legal union would be that of a marriage, and we already know that a marriage can only be performed legally if the parties to be married are over 18 years of age. Otherwise, parental consent becomes necessary. Culture. This is all the customs, ideas, behaviors, and belief of a society that have been passed on from generation to generation. Patriarchal. Patriarchal means that the father is the head of the family. And when you see the word patri means male figure. So in another lesson, we will be looking at some other terms with the term patri, and you will have an idea that it means male figure. For example, in another lesson, we'll look at patrilocal, we'll look at the term patrilineal, and you will already know that once you see the word beginning with patri, it means a male figure. Monogamy. Monogamy means one female to one male husband, right? And these are very important terms that you must know, right, in order to help you prepare for your social studies CSEC examination. And as you progress into your different lessons weekly, you'll see these terms coming up. But no need to worry, because you would already know what they mean. In another lesson, we are going to explore some other terms that you must know when preparing for your exam. See you.